What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a walkthrough on my new ZX225 Skeeter boat. It's got a 225 Yamaha show on it. We're going to do a walkthrough, show you how I got my tackle in here so far. New front deck on this boat, so I'm not totally used to it yet, so I might have to change things up as I get used to this new boat. But I want to walk you through it, show you how I got it set up, show you the different features on this boat. Everything comes standard on this boat that you're going to see except one thing, and when we get to it I'll show you what that is, and I think you guys will know when we get there. But everything comes standard on this boat. These ZX boats are package boats from Skeeter, and they come tournament ready, and pretty much everything you need is right here on this boat, standard and at a really good price. So stay tuned, check out my boat, and let's get to it. So we're gonna start at the back of the boat, talk about the engine, different compartments, batteries, the power pole, stuff like that. We'll go from the back and then we'll head up to the front as we go through this boat. So as you can see, we got that 225 horsepower Yamaha show on the back of this Skeeter, and we've got the Pro Series 2 power pole, and this boat also comes standard with a manual jack plate. So we are back here in the engine compartment, I'll call it, where the batteries are, our onboard charger, the 4-bank onboard charger. Got a 36-volt trolling motor on this boat, and I got an extra graph up front, so I decided to put a Group 31 Blue Top Optima battery inside this boat, so that way I make sure I don't run out of power during the day. Right here we got all the live well hookups and stuff like that. Bilge pump down there as well. Everything you need back here, nice and tidied up, looks clean back here. We got our dual live wells right here. Comes standard with the oxygenators down inside that live well on both sides. You got to keep those fish alive. Fish care is important, and these live wells are gonna work great. And right here we got our storage compartment behind the passenger seat. I've got nothing in it right now, and I usually keep this one pretty empty for co-anglers for the different tournaments that I fish. That way they have somewhere to put their rain jacket, their tackle, their lunch, whatever. That way they have some space when they're in the boat with me. And back here we got the storage compartment behind the driver's seat. I always like to keep a few tools inside the Husky bag. I got one of those buoys to protect me up against the dock, rope just in case you ever need to get towed or anything like that. I got the Boat Bling hot sauce to make sure you wipe down the boat pretty good, and then some rags to help me out with wiping the boat down. So right here we got our seats while we're driving. Right here in between the two seats is the cooler. Got some water in there right now and an energy drink in there. There's also a pad that goes on top of this, so you have a third seat. I like to remove the pad because I don't have a third person in here very often, and I don't want that pad to get messed up, and I'd rather people step on this plastic piece rather than that seat pad. Right here we got the console area, and we got the big Humminbird Helix 12 right here. I've only been on the water a couple hours so far with this boat, and I'm really happy with the way this Humminbird has looked using the down imaging, the side imaging, the sonar, the whole thing. I got a Lake Master chip coming here pretty soon, so that'll be really good for the mapping. Right here we got our throttle with our trim and our switches for the different live wells, bilge pumps, courtesy lights, nav lights, the horn. And then we got our gauges right here. This boat also has the trim right here. This is a pretty key feature that you want to have on your boat, because when you're on plane driving fast or in rough water, you want to be able to trim up and down with two hands on the steering wheel. Right here we got the passenger side area and the glove box for the boat. This is an upgrade right here from my last boat. I really like this upgrade on the newer models. This hatch right here is a much needed upgrade from the last one, so I'm happy that this one has it. Rod storage for the co-anglers or the passengers. Handle right there. And then also it has a really nice rod strap to keep everything nice and secure. And now we're gonna go up to the front deck. This right here, this step up to the front deck is also a new feature from my last boat. Not a huge upgrade or anything like that, but it is nice. May not trip or anything like that trying to go up. It's always nice to have that little step right there. One of the really cool things about this team deck, I believe is what it's called, is the day box on both sides of the boat. I really think that's going to be an awesome feature because you can have plan A, plan B already ready to go for your tournament day. I just think that that's going to be a pretty cool feature on the boat. So as you can see on this boat, the layout of the storage compartments on the front deck are different than a lot of boats. Typically your rod storage is right over there, tackle storage is right in here, and then you have additional, you know, rod locker looking type storage on that side as well. But in this boat, the layout's much different. You can hold a ton of tackle. I'm just gonna have to get used to this layout because it is different than what I'm used to. So on this side of the boat, this is typically your rod locker storage compartment, but as you can see, it's got trays in there for your tackle boxes built into the storage area. You can also use this as a rod storage. I hope you can see in there, but you can put your rods right here, and there is a rod tube where everything goes in at the other end. But as you can see, I got some tackle, life jackets, some other boxes in this side, and then you'll see how the rods are stored in the center lockers here in a second. As you can see, we got the center rod and tackle compartment open. You got rods on this side strapped down by the bungees, and there's a rod tube at the other end of the locker. And then the same feature on this side where the rods lay in there, bungee down with the rod tube on that end as well. And as you get into this rod locker, you can see the different tackle boxes and storage containers I've got down there, and there's just plenty of room even inside this for a ton of tackle. This layout I was a little nervous about, I'm not gonna lie, but after getting in here and getting this boat put together, I think I can totally put more tackle in this boat with this setup than I could in my last one. And then on the other side of the front deck, we've got additional tackle box storage built in to the storage compartment. I got my fire extinguisher down in there as well. And I got my life jackets and some of my, you know, Coast Guard required equipment up in here. But there's plenty of room in here. I could add more stuff in there too if I wanted to. Now we're gonna get up to the front end of the boat where we do all of the fishing. And to start off, we got our Minn Kota Ultrex trolling motor, 112 pound thrust trolling motor, 36 volts. Really excited about having that Ultrex on this boat. So this Skeeter ZX225 does come standard with a Fortrex, but the upgrade to the Ultrex, from what I understand, is well worth the money. I had a Fortrex on my last Skeeter, and I really liked the trolling motor. It performed really well for me, but with all that new technology for the spot lock and all that kind of stuff, I really wanted to get that Ultrex, so I'm really happy that it's on this boat. So right here we have the trolling motor and front graphs, and I'm really excited about this unit in particular, the Garmin unit right here. This has the Panoptix Livescope on it. Super pumped to have that on the boat. I can't wait to get that thing fired up and see what I can see underneath the water up ahead of me. And then I got the Humminbird Helix 9 up here as well. I'm really excited about having these units up here at the front. My last boat had one good unit on it. It was a 7-inch screen, whereas now I have two 9-inch screens with this Garmin and the Humminbird Helix. Super pumped, can't wait to be figuring out how to maximize how I use all this stuff up here at the front. Well, that's my new boat. That's my new ZX225 Skeeter boat. I'm super pumped to have it. I can't wait to start putting some fish in this boat. I can't wait to get the family out here to enjoy this thing as a family. Can't wait to get out to Mead for the US Open and really, you know, learn this thing, because I'm gonna have so many days out in the water in a row. It'll be nice to really learn this boat and get used to all the different technology that's on this thing. I can't wait to just start fishing in it. And I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my boat and at this Skeeter ZX225. Big thanks to my wife for really you know, making this happen for me, and for Last Chance Performance Marine for helping me get into this boat, putting that Garmin unit on this boat. And if you need a new boat, if you're looking for service on your used boat, or looking for a used boat, make sure to check out Last Chance Performance Marine. They're gonna do you right. So please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. The next one, we're finally gonna be fishing again, and hopefully we get some big ones, so stay tuned for that.